Alright, hello. This is done in. This is my predictions for UFC Fight Night. I'm going brain dead. This is going to be thrown together very quickly. I've just about got my research in. I felt like I've done a good bit of research for this card, so don't matter if this video is shortly rushed together. I don't have much time, but I spent most of my time doing the research. So don't worry, I will not ever give you bogey predictions, ever. So we're just going to get started off real quick. This video is probably going to only be about 10 minutes or less. So moving on to the banger opener, guys. We got a Hamdi Abdaal Wahab. The hammer dude is coming to town. I'm just kidding. Both of these fighters are probably the worst heavyweights on the roster. Hamdi being the worst undefeated prospect on the roster. I'm going to go with Muhammad Usman purely by experience. He's won some, lost some. Hamdi, his last fight looked absolutely terrible. And I think they caught him for being on the sauce, and that's why he looked terrible. So if he's still on the if he's still off the sauce, he's going to get probably decisioned by Usman. Either that or a late, really weird, Dreykus looking KO. I could see it happening. So I'm going to go Muhammad Usman decision, most likely. This is an interesting fight, and I have an actual surprising pick. I was originally, when I saw this matchmaking, I was originally going to go Tagir Ulanbekov, but I've looked through it. I've looked through the footage. I think Azat Maxim has the chance. Now, if you look at Tagir's record, you see his only two losses against, I can't remember your man's name, Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott, who is like 15, 17 or something. And his other loss is to a guy from Kakistan. That's the weakness. I've seen the footage. He didn't know what to do. He was a marauder, dude. We all know Kakistan is the birthplace of MMA. I'm going to go Azat Maxim KO rounds 2 or 3. Shock, I know, but I think even on short notice, this will be a good opportunity for him. Hasn't fought for a year. He's been training. He's ready. Moving on with the card. This is probably one of the easiest picks of the night. I'm going to go... oh yeah, by the way, I'm not even going to bother. Claudia, I think his name is Segula. I'm going to go Arena X Leva, rounds 1 or 2, knockout. Because I looked through Claudia's record. Her fight that got her into the UFC, she fought an 0-8 opponent. I am not joking. An 0-8. The fucking guys from UFC must just go, like, what's her name? What's her record? Get her in the UFC. She's undefeated. Get her in the fucking UFC. I swear to God, they're just letting anyone into the UFC these days. Anyway, good clear win for Arena. I'm already celebrating a victory already. Guaranteed pick. Unless she slips and falls to our way to the Arena. Very easy pick here. Very close odds for this fight. I swear to God, she's going to... I mean, she has no arms or legs, according to the UFC website, so she might... She's fucking Anakin at the end of Revenge of the Sith. She's got both her arms and legs chopped off. That's why the odds are this close, guys. Melissa Dixon, apparently, according to UFC schedule, but I'm just going to call her Melissa Mullins for the video. Daria is a similar situation to Claudia below. Daria? I don't know. I'm not going to even try that second name. I'm going to go Melissa Mullins KO, rounds 2 or 3. Probably most likely 3. But I just feel like this would be an easy fight for Mullins or Dixon. I don't know why her name is different on the schedule. Maybe she got married, I don't know. But Daria has a lot of like 0-5 opponents, that sort of thing. And the first like sign of opposition she came up against in UFC, she lost to ground and pound, I think. But moving on, Melissa Mullins rounds 2 or 3 KO, if I haven't said that already. Ismail Nardiov versus Jun Young Park. I don't know. I'm going to go Jun Young Park, probably by decision. Either decision or late knockout. But people forget, man. Ismail Nardiov he comes from anywhere, dude. Yeah, they're pretty close in the height and reach. I think it'll just be a a pure striking or grappling match. It'd be one or the other. I don't know. I'm gonna go Jung Yong Park by decision. Alright, moving on. OBrien Elliot versus Seokyeong. That sounded so bad, I'm so sorry. Seokyeong Ko. I'm so sorry. He's 0 foot tall. That's gonna be tricky for OBrien to hit him, you know? I'm not just kidding. I'm gonna go OBrien Elliot. He's looking pretty good, you know. He's on a good run. He has decent power. Do I think he'll chin Ko? I think he will. I'll go with OBrien Elliot, KO rounds 2 or 3. I think this will be a good card for KOs. Moving on. Let's see the odds. There is no odds. They never existed. Why would they? Apparently last fight, OBrien Elliot, this is his first ever fight because there's nothing here for his last fight. But moving on. The more I do this, the more I get annoyed with the UFC website. Naimov, I think, versus Bogdan Grado. This is the first interesting fight on the card, in my opinion. Like, really interesting. I don't mean like none of these fights before are interesting. They're going to be good scraps. But this is a close fight to me. Muhammad is the favourite, but I don't know what just happened there. Muhammad is the favourite, but I can never count out Bogdan Grado, you know what I mean? I'm going to go Bogdan Grado, KO rounds 2 or 3. I think he'll get it done. He's his past like 10 fights, he's gotten like 10 finishes. He's got lots of finishes. I'll trust him to finish Muhammad Naimov. I think that's a very easy predicament for, you know. I think the ground and pound will be the turning point in this fight. Let me just look how they win by. Yeah, I'm going to go Bogdan Grado, KO, rounds 2 or 3. This is a bit of a mismatch in my opinion. Nicholas Mota is a bit chinny, and he's on a very big decline. He's won his last 2, I believe. I don't know if he's on a losing streak or a winning streak. It's one or the other. But I'm going to go Nasim Sadikov. I think he's an actual underrated prospect in the division. He got his first his last fight. He got a KO by switch kick against an absolute killer. So I'm going to go with Nasim Sadikov, probably by some highlight reel KO round 1. Round 1 or 2, I'll just say to save myself in case it does go to round 2. But round 1 or 2 KO for Nasim Sadikov, probably a highlight reel. Mauricio Rufy, King Green. I'm not calling him King Green. He's Rupert Green. I'm just going to go with that kind of highlight reel. Spinning heel kick, switch kick, tornado kick, showtime kick, rolling thunder even. Something like that. Tofik Musayev, I think that's how you pronounce it, versus Mikcroby Ordabai. I got out on the second one. You have to give me credit for that. This is a pretty easy one. I'm gonna go Ordabai probably by rounds 2 or 3 KO. That's pretty an easy one because I think it's a bit of a mismatch. There's no odds. There never was. Well, he has his legs amputated as well. That's great. I've made the same joke like 5 times, but tell the UFC to stop fucking making these goddamn websites broken. Curtis Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev. This is how you know the heavyweight division is really dead, isn't it? Rizvan Kuniev, if you don't know who he is, former PFL champion? Not PFL champion, Bellator champion, is it? One of those, I think he fought in 1 as well. Got caught for steroids, and this is his first fight without steroids, I believe. I think Curtis Blaydes probably knocks him out in the first 2 rounds. I think him off steroids would be just, you know, what are we talking about here? Curtis Blaydes rounds 1 or 2 knockout. The first exciting heavyweight fight in a long time, since Curtis Blaydes' last fight, actually, now that I think of it. This fight is tricky for me. I've bet a bit against both of these men in the past, and one of them proved me wrong, and that man was Ignacio Bahamondes. Do I think he'll get Fiziev? I'm going to be completely honest. Going off my gut and just how I see this fight going, I know in his last fight he proved he had more to his game, but I'm going to go with Rafael Fiziev submission rounds 2 or 3. I think the shorter, stockier matchup for Bahamondes, it will probably be way too tricky for the ground. Because he got a submission win against someone his height, but I think once he fights someone like shorter that has the submission threat, I'm just going to make sure I'm not wrong. He does have submission threat, I'm not wrong. I think Fiziev has the submission threat needed to tap out Bahamondes. So I'm going to go Fiziev, submission rounds 2 or 3. I don't know if this is a 5-round fight. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's 5 rounds. I don't know if it's, I'm assuming it's 3 rounds. So 2 or 3 submission for Rafael Fiziev. But moving on. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Most interesting fight on the card. But the thing is, win or lose, neither of these men will go near a title shot. So who do I think wins this fight? Jamal Hill is probably the biggest crybaby in UFC history. Khalil Rountree, maybe in a cult. I don't know what the story was with that. I heard something about that and I looked into it. It was very creepy. Going off that, I think Khalil took an absolute beating in his last fight. And I still don't know if he's fully recovered from that beating. I genuinely don't know. And Jamal Hill also took a beating. Who do I think wins this fight? It's a tricky. I still haven't made up my mind. You're going to hear a live reaction from me right now. Who do I think wins between Khalil and Jamal? 2 victims of a Brazilian man. God, I don't know. I would go Khalil, but the damage he took. And I know Jamal took a lot of damage. But God, I'm gonna go Khalil Rountree, probably KO rounds 4 or 5. I think once it gets to the later rounds, I think Khalil has decent cardio. So yeah, I'm gonna go Khalil Rountree Jr. rounds 4 or 5 KO. It's gonna be a great scrap anyway. I just think he has the style to get through Jamal's guard. I think those straights, his specialty, and the leg kicks and the body kicks and the knees up the middle. Especially since he's a shorter, stockier opponent, I think the Muay Thai will be the equaliser. I'm going to go Khalil Rountree Jr. I was originally going to go Jamal Hill when I heard the fight back in 303, when this fight got first announced. I was originally going to go Jamal Hill, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to go Khalil Rountree Jr. Alright, so if you disagree with any of my picks, please let me know. I'm happy to have a discussion in the comments. If you think Jamal Hill's going to win, please let me know why. I definitely do think there is a chance for him to win. Don't get me wrong. It's a 50-50 fight for me. But I'm going with Khalil Rountree. Like and subscribe, all that stupid bullshit. See you all whenever I make another video. It'll probably be the top 15 GOAT video. Probably around Thursday. Something like that. Alright, that's been it. See yous.